African sports, okay? Because you will find that in each country, there are certain sports or certain leagues or competition that are great, potentially great projects or businesses, but because of some lack of capability and the need for injection in that capability or capacity injection in various things, those things could be viable and sustainable. Okay, so you could go into Kenya. You can even invest in volleyball, right?
Right.
You can invest in volleyball, and depending on how you're doing it, it could be viable there in that locality, right?
Okay.
So I don't think Pan-African investment into African sports is the only model, right? You could go into individual countries, and there are sports and there are leagues and competition that need that investment. I think what this does it's a great PR for African sports, right?
Definitely.
You have the two biggest basketball federation and league, right? Investing in African sports, right? And then it's obviously what we are hoping as African sports enthusiasts and kind of business people. What we are looking for is that it creates this becomes a paradigm shift for us, right?
Yes.
You get all the other sporting bodies around the world, not only just the global federations, but also people like La Liga, as we are seeing right now. A lot of investment into Africa, Bundesliga, English Premier League, and other sports coming in and actually setting up shop in Africa, right, and developing the sports and working with Africans and developing the various sporting codes that they are involved in, right?
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, it's not the overall model, but it's a good model. It's a good marketing tool that we as Africans to say, hey, look at what the basketball people are doing. It can be done in other sports. It can be done Pan-Africanly, but it also can be done into a country, into each individual country.
Absolutely. The future of this is immense, obviously, on the economics of it, as far as it goes with opportunities. Just like Ayo was saying in the beginning, this opens up a lot of opportunities for people in different aspects of sports, whether it's in management, whether it's in media, whether it's in the sponsorship landscape, whether it's in job creation and things like that. Well, of course, job creation is the biggest thing here, which each of these teams will know definitely this is going to be. And of course, sports infrastructure along the way, because obviously we know one of the biggest issues across Africa right now is aging sports infrastructure, where a lot of the stadiums are 30, 40 years old and they're just getting ready to collapse. And we're looking at a new wave in terms of most African countries rethinking their investment in sports and saying, you know what, we need to invest in stadiums instead of all this other, crazy stuff that most of them will put their monies into, and it's not panning out for them. So this is a big opportunity. So to conclude here, we're not gonna belabor the point. We're gonna look at things as they go along. Obviously, this is a big opportunity. But to conclude, Ayo, what's your outlook? What do you think the future of this league looks like, and what do you think? How does it look like for the countries that are involved at this stage in the future of it?
I think it has great potential. I think where you have two organizing bodies, i.e. FIBA and the NBA coming together, though we could say yes, it's a business organization, but at the end of the day, the fact that both of them, have a high opinion about African basketball in general, it's a big plus. And they've also got somebody of African descent, i.e. the ex-president Barack Obama, involved in this. It says a lot because they've strategically placed him there, and it's a big PR coup on their part as well. They clearly know what they're doing, and I think African basketball stands to benefit greatly from it. It will further create awareness, from people, and as you've rightfully pointed out, infrastructures in Africa, the continent of Africa, will be put to better use. I mean, I've said all the year round there should be a plan for a stadium. The facilities around the Africa going on here. If this obviously become a yearly thing, then it slots in nicely into the calendar, and various events, can take place there. So I'm very happy and very positive. When I heard the news yesterday, I was I was delighted.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Almighty. And Themba, your conclusion here in terms of obviously you have been witness to the start of this whole experiment with the establishment of the NBA office in Joburg with the vice president of NBA, president of Africa, NBA Africa, Amadou Diallo Fall, and of course the start of the NBA Africa game. NBA versus Africa, NBA Africa game, which takes place every year. In fact, the announcement for this particular league was actually made in the last NBA Africa game, which was held in August this past year, in August 2018, and that was the initial part of it. So now it's real. It's been announced that the league is going to start next year. What do you think is the future of this going forward for not just basketball, but for sports overall on the continent?
I think it's a huge confidence boost for Africa. I think it's a step in the right direction. It's paving the way, and it's for us right now. I think more than it being a huge boost to basketball in Africa and the kind of the positive that could be derived from this, but I think it is a platform for us as African sports business people and practitioners, right? Mm-hmm. That to say, hey, the world is looking at us like this, and the world is actually investing big in us because they see the potential, right? Mm-hmm. It's about us then creating those investment cases, right? Those business cases, it's about us then going out there with some investment prospectus, right? Mm-hmm. For investors across the world. Say, hey, we are confident about what we have as Africans in terms of our sports. Yes, we need to have those federations and that infrastructure and those structures on the ground working well, being very robust. But at the same time, as business people and as practitioners, we have to play our role. And our role is to steal that confidence globally, that there is an African sports economy and it's functioning well. And right now, you have the NBA and FIBA investing in that. So this is a huge thing. It's a huge milestone in the history of African sports and African sports economy, right?
Yes.
Obviously, we're not going to be very over enthusiastic about it in terms of its the consequences that are or the benefits that will be derived from this, right? We're not going to do that. But what we say, we look at what's going on, is that we have two big sports entities investing in African sports. And for us, we take that as a positive, right?
Yes.
The most important thing for us now is that not everything is going to be done for us and put in a tray, right? We need to identify those opportunities within this framework, within this model. What opportunities are there for us as Africans? Nothing is going to be done for us. Nothing is going to be put in a plate. We have to identify the gaps that exist within this league, right? And I'll be studying it, right? I'm going to be one of the persons who's going to be studying it and looking at the gaps and looking at the opportunities, right? Mm-hmm. Because in my profession of media rights distribution, right, and of production, mm-hmm. right, we are going to look at what is the NBA not doing? What is this ball not doing?
Right.
Can we do it? How can we leverage on?
Hello?
Have we lost him?
Yeah, he's right there, but I think kind of going.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can get you now. Yes.
So I'm saying I'll be studying this, right?
Right.
Now I hope a lot of people will be studying too, because for us there are inherent opportunities there, right? And the advantage that we have over the NBA and FIBA is that they're not Africans,
Yes.
and we are.
Yes.
That is the advantage we have,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
We know ourselves more than they could know us.
Yes.
So it means that there are inherent opportunities there. We just have to identify them and work, and work to maximize on those opportunities that we identified. So there are opportunities that could be derived from this. At this moment, I do not know, but all I can say is that it's a great thing. Obviously, we'll see how they are going to plan this, how they are going to do it, and how they are going to engage with the local African entities.
Yes.
And
and that includes media. That includes us, right?
Yes, true. Yeah, more
Yeah. No, let's put it. Let's call it like it is, because
what's most important in this?
Yes. No, truly. I mean, let's be fair about this, because obviously we're not going to go through the same system again where, you start importing people from elsewhere to come either commentate or be analysts for a place or people where they don't understand, And not to say, I don't want to go off on a different tangent here, but again, it's right to call things the way they are. We're not. It's not about begging or trying to advocate, necessarily, but to put things into perspective. This is a space that we've been in for the longest, and we've been talking about this kind of stuff for the longest. You all know, this is not a strange conversation to all three of us here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, this in essence should be done. Should have been done by Africans. That's another conversation, right?
Right.
But what we are going to debate right now is not what should have been. It's what is. Right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And what is that NBA and FIBA have decided to invest in Africa and create this proposition. Now, for me, it's about, okay, what are the opportunities here? I think that's all what business people do. It's look at, okay, they've done this, and okay, where can we fit in? What are the opportunities here? Why are they not doing that you can do? What are the things that we can take from this and do it as if they're not doing it? Right? That's what you do as a business person. You always look for those opportunities. So I think it's a great thing, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Leslie?
Yes.
I just want to say something.
Mm-hmm.
I think, without going on a tangent, off on a tangent either, knowing the problems I have had here, which you've been part of, trying to obtain accreditation to games in the NBA here, we're kind of, hoping it's not going to be the same. This is our continent. They may be the ones who started this, but we own this. We are Team Africa.
Absolutely.
So we should be central to what they're doing in terms of media.
Well, I would think so. I mean, there's definitely a give and take here. The NBA, I believe, will need people like our voices out there, to get our people involved, because we know how to talk to our people. People, they follow us. They listen to what we say. I had a lot of people who basically were texting me and were sending me links of this story coming off of CNN and different media outlets out there. So it says a lot that our voices matter, because definitely our people know that we talk this language, we speak this language, we connect to them when it comes to sports. So we're looking forward to collaborating with the league when it starts, and see what we can do to help out in this process. So I want to thank you guys for coming on. I know this is a short impromptu program, but definitely I appreciate the gesture to show up at a short notice, because this came out yesterday, and like I said, we need to also jump in to seize the conversation, because we don't need to be waiting for others to be talking about what we need to be talking about at the same time. So that's why I seized the opportunity to address this issue right away. So thank you very much, Themba, and thank you, Ayo.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Lovely.